Okay, let's go to work. Here's where we're going to conduct the workshop. We have a superb company of actors who are going to play the parts of parents and their children, acting out some intimate family moments. And these scenes might sound familiar to you because this is common ground for parents who have adolescents at home. Now, the point of these exercises is for all of us to learn communication skills. So our parents will try different reactions and approaches to find the best techniques for dealing with these kids. And sometimes they'll have to stop and play a scene over again. This is a form of what is called role-playing. And it's a good way for you to practice the special words you can use to hammer that anti-drug message home. Okay, let's examine 3 possible situations you might have in your home. Which one are you in? 1, you have no reason to believe or even suspect your child is involved with drugs, but you're aware of the danger and you're concerned. 2, you've seen some signs that your child might be using drugs. Or 3, you know your child is involved, but you don't know to what extent. Well, in all 3 cases, you have to confront your child with this issue. So let's start with that, the confrontation. And let's first see the parents who just need to start talking with their child about drugs.
Honey? Hey, what's the matter?
I just got off the phone with Jack Kirshner.
Uh-huh.
You know that drug bust over at the high school? Well, it seems his boy was one of the kids involved. Not only that, but it turns out that Gary was the one who was selling the stuff to the other kids.
Oh, my God. Linda's pretty good friends with him, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Kirshner's must be dying.
He said that he had absolutely no idea what the kid was up to.
Oh, come on. How could they not know?
He swears it's true. Not only that, but he said there wasn't even a sign. I'll tell you something, honey. I think we really have to have a talk with Linda.
Why? She's not doing drugs.
We don't know that.
Of course we know that. Don't we? No, Len, no. No, she's a good kid. I know she's not.
That's what I think, too. And a little while ago, that's exactly what Jack would have said about Gary.
Well, we can't just accuse her. She'll think we don't trust her.
You're right, we can't. Well, have you noticed anything strange
No,
or
nothing.
Anything suspicious?
Mm-mm.
Is she trying to hide anything?
No, I cleaned her room. Of course, I'm not really looking for any. Do you think we should?
Yeah, maybe we should.
Hold it. What are you talking about? The kid hasn't given you any reason to intrude on her privacy. Sure, you're concerned, and as her parents, you have every right to be, and you should be. But try talking to her first.
Linda, I just had a phone call with Jack Kirshner. Did you know that his son was one of the kids who got busted? Did you know that he was mixed up with drugs?
Well, I knew Gary Kirshner was hanging around with the druggies. I didn't know he was dealing. I figured he was using all his friends use.
You know, Linda, we've never felt the need to talk to you about drugs.
Well, do we need to now?
Well, what do you mean, Dad? I'm not using drugs, if that's what you're getting at.
Your friends try to persuade you, talk you into...
No, not really.
What about these parties you go to?
Well, are you kidding me? I'm the most popular person there. I'm the one who stays sober and drives everybody else home.
Is the situation really as bad as it seems at your school?
Yeah?
We don't want anything bad to happen to you.
Right.
You know? So never use drugs, okay? You'll never use them?
I won't.
Great.
Maybe we don't tell you this enough, but we think you're terrific.
The best.
And we love you and we care about you.
Very much.
I know.
Okay, parents, you can breathe a sigh of relief, but don't let your guard down yet. You're not out of the woods until your daughter is, and as long as she's a teenager, she is deeply in the woods. So keep the lines of communication open, and keep yourselves involved with your child's life.
There's a tendency of children who are involved in drugs and alcohol, but especially drugs, to start pulling away from their family. There's even a tendency in families, when they see this or feel it, for parents to start pushing the child away because they're hurt, they're upset. And I can't emphasize enough the importance of parents involving children in the family, even if the child doesn't want to Participate. Even if he says, you're boring, what you want to do is dull, it's stupid, I hate it, some time needs to be spent with family.
Now, what about the rest of us? Let's say you've seen some of the warning signs. You think your son drinks beer at parties, but you haven't done anything about it. His grades have been declining in school. Lately, he seems moody and withdrawn, and he's got a whole new set of creepy friends. You think he may be using other drugs, but you don't really know anything. You're just very suspicious. So let's do something you can't do in real life. Let's read this child's mind.
Son, sit down, would you? I think it's time we all had a talk.
Oh, great. Here we go.
Your mother and I are very worried that you've been drinking at these parties you go to. And you know that we don't want you to drink.
Of course not. But it's okay for you to have the double scotch every night.
And we're also worried that you might be trying some of these drugs that are going around.
Oh, maybe they found that stash up in my room.
Do you realize, don't you, that you can ruin your life if you get involved with this garbage?
Bull. I can't stand my life without my drugs. Everybody you ever hear about does drugs and their lives aren't ruined.
You think drugs are harmless fun, but you're wrong.
God, I wish you'd quit telling me what I think.
I know you can live a terrific life without drugs.
What crap. I have such a hassle.
I know you don't really need to fool around with them.
You don't understand. You'll never understand. What the hell? You'll never catch me anyway. So I don't need to sweat this speech.
These parents have every right to be suspicious, and their right to preserve the safety of their son supersedes any so-called child's rights he may think he's entitled to. Now, these parents should proceed as though they have hard evidence. They can and should search his room and his belongings. They can and should start paying a lot of attention to where he is and who he's with when he's not at home with them. And remember, it's very important that they stick together. Now, let's see that situation. The parent who absolutely knows, who's found the pills or the joints or the bag of white powder. Now, this is a difficult moment for any parent, but it's especially hard on the single parent who may not have a partner to turn to for advice, comfort, and support. What the parent has to do now is confront the child. Again, the ideal situation would be for divorced parents to do this together so the child knows that on this subject, at least, they're united. But if you have to go it alone, you should first address your own needs. Maybe you need to cry, or yell and scream, or beat on some pillows. Maybe just take a long walk or some slow, deep breaths. Whatever it takes for you to calm down and get a grip on yourself. Now, after that, you need to find a time to talk to your child. Don't try to do this in the morning when everyone is rushing to be somewhere. Don't do it late at night when everyone is tired. And certainly don't try to confront a child who appears to be intoxicated, but do it as soon as possible. Now, different children react in different ways to such confrontations. In this case, the child might start crying, or as we saw before, he might clam up. Again, we're not predicting the specific reaction you'll get, but we'll show you some likely possibilities.
When I was putting your clean underwear away today, I found these in your drawer.
I don't know what you're talking about. Someone gave me those to try. I never even smoked one.
They had it at the party. I don't do this at school.
This stuff isn't mine. I was holding it for a friend.
Yeah, I only tried it once.
It's okay. Everybody in the world does drugs.
Everybody does it. I'd be totally out of it if I didn't.
This is so stupid. I can't even believe it.
This stuff can't hurt you unless you overdose.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm more creative when I'm high.
Let me just get off my back.
I'd never made the team without these pills.
My life. I'm not hurting anybody
It's so boring at school. I couldn't even go without it.
I'm
not an addict, you know. I can quit anytime I want to.
No right touching my stuff.
You're always picking on
me.
Where do you get this crap?
Can't I